This is the NFL on EA Sports. We're 10 miles south of downtown LA as you get a look inside SoFi Stadium here in Inglewood. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Rigoberto Sanchez set to kick off.
Game time is here. Glad you're with us. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. Off we go from Southern California. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Set. 380. Set.
Throwing to get going. It's Herbert. That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey.
Herbert's pass.
He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 44-yard line.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and a yard.
Captain. Right.
On play action. Now Herbert. Quickly to the outside and complete. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. A gain of 16 on that pass play. It's good for a Charger first down. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down.
To 2nd and 10.
And you don't earn the reputation this guy has, Mike, without having some really elite ball skills at your disposal. I mean, he's universally considered one of the best corners in the entire league. And when he makes plays like this, it's pretty easy to see why.
Ready.
First carry here for Omarion Hampton. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
Herbert going to try to throw on 3rd down. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down. Here's Cameron Dicker now on for the field goal. Oh, how about this early on? They blocked the kick. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Panthers. Greg, those are the momentum swings that get you. One team is looking to add 3. Instead, the other team adds 6, thanks to the ability to block the kick.
Yeah, and in this case, Mike, the players are constantly reminded by the coaches, you never know. Just keep rushing, keep rushing. You could rush 100 times. But if you do it full speed, the 101st, you stick your hand up, that's the one where it connects with the ball. In this case, that's exactly what happens. Scoop, score, change the game.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Hampton. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
1 yard gain brings up second and 9 at the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's second down and 9. They'll go again with Hampton. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. First down, LA.
First down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Quick throw out wide. It's caught.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
They'll come up now for second down and 4.
Set. 380. 380. Set.
Hampton trying to work inside. And he's going to pick up the first down across midfield and down at the 49.
A 7-yard gain.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
380.
On first down, right back to Hampton. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second
He
down.
was tackled at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
Set. Delta. Set. Home trips right. Why did
Herbert keeping it on the zone read.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
Here's a third down and 4.
Set. Delta. Set.
To throw is Herbert. They'll set up the screen to Jackson. Give him 13 on that screen play. And a first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Pistol here for Herbert. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
From the 23, this is 2nd and 3. On the handoff, it's Hampton. Huff running there in the red zone. He did not want to go down. And he picks up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves 1st and goal.
This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. Fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He pulls it in around the 5. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Oronde Gadsden. Touchdown Chargers. That his 2nd TD catch of the season. Well, the play fake gets its job done, and so too does the tight end. Always a great target down there, as you know, Greg, near the end zone.
And this is where, Mike, so many tight ends do their damage. Down here in the goal line where the threat of run gets so much attention. And oftentimes it just takes the slightest hesitation by a defender. You see a tight end pop wide open, and in this case, results in the touchdown.
This will be returned from the 6. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin.
At their own 21-yard line.
Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set.
Off the play fake. Here's Young. Open downfield on the crossing route. And it'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
And the Panthers
can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Down. Set.
Here's a first carry for their running back. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Play is stopped for a moment. It is an injured Carolina Panther on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5.
Let's go now. Ready?
Out of the shotgun, Young. And trying to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. And the Chargers will have great field position right around midfield.
Those simple routes over the middle, Mike. Well, to the quarterback, they're not always so simple. I'll tell you why. There's a lot of bodies in the middle of the field. There's a lot of traffic. Those windows are hard to navigate the ball through safely. So what happens? Well, you saw it there. It's a prime area for throws to be intercepted.
Set. 380. Set.
This drive will begin with a run with Hampton. Upward-looking tackle there. Upended at the line of scrimmage. No gain
on the play.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Herbert. He's got the hook up downfield with McConkey. They'll pick up 23 on that one.
It's a gain
and the
of 23
Chargers
yards.
have the first down.
And the Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
On the ground, Hampton. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down.
First down.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10.
Set. Set.
They'll run it for the first time with Najee Harris. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
Taken down at the 11-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Grenade! Run! Set. Line.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. We're back in Southern California in a moment. It's the Chargers with the football to begin this second quarter. They have it, 2nd and 4 coming up.
Easy. Green 19, right.
Here's Fields to keep it himself. He will do it himself. He's in. Justin Fields. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The dual threat of the quarterback. When you have one that can run, why not use him, especially down here, Greg? And they punch it in for the touchdown.
There's nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than down here near the goal line when he can call his own number. In this case, that's exactly what he does, and he's able to take it in himself.
14, Panthers 7.
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. This one taken at the 7. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 25-yard line.
On the set.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set.
They'll run here. The former Canadian track star, Chuba Hubbard, will take it. Inside the 30. And they're not going to run him down. He goes all the way. 74 yards. Touchdown, Carolina. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. Now return coming from the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
380. Run. Hey, Ray. 380.
On first down, it's Hampton. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing.
He was
tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
It's a loss of 2.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12.
Ready.
Shotgun now for Herbert. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Intended for number 88.
And when you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation. And instead, he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity, but with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
It is third and long. Here's Herbert. And this ball incomplete on third down.
Intended for number 89.
This offense has to do a better job of generating chunk plays once he gets outside the pocket and they transition into scramble drill. Instead, nobody uncovers downfield. He forces a difficult throw, and luckily it falls incomplete.
And it'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there.
At their own 33-yard line.
Here we go, set. Look, set.
This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. And once again, he loses the football.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
Set. Hut.
Throwing on second down, Young. The throw here is complete. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Third down and 9.
Let's go now. Yellow, ready.
From the gun, it's Young. Rolling to the left. He'll try to run for it. And he'll be out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A gain there of 20. It's good for a Panther first down.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on third down. Like, you can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose,
and this time the rush gets home, and down he goes.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long.
Ready.
To throw is Young. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. Tedero McMillan was the intended receiver. And it'll be third down.
Haven't even reached halftime yet, and we see this quarterback just continue to put the ball in harm's way and make bad decisions. He's lucky it didn't add another interception to his stat sheet, and as they approach halftime here, they got to regroup, and he's going to have to make the better decisions here in the second half.
Let's go. Ready?
From the gun here on third down, it's Young. Forced out wide. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
Sometimes it's just a case of taking what the defense gives you. And here's one of those examples. There's nowhere for him to go with the ball. For a minute, it looked like he was going to be able to pick up this first down with his legs. The defense rallies, brings him down short of the first down marker, sets up fourth down.
9-yard attempt.
This one not going to get there. From distance, it is no good. And the score remains level.
Let's go, Chargers! Chargers! 380! Run! 380! Run! Set.
Here's Hampton. And a nice gain there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2.
Set. Delta, set. Set.
A run. Here's Harris. And he'll work forward for a yard, but that's all he needed. This is going to be a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
380! Run! Ready!
Herbert now on first down. He'll find Hampton out of the backfield. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
12 yards.
It's a gain of 12 there.
Chargers.
It's good for a
First down.
Charger first down.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Set. Delta, set. Run!
On the give, here's Hampton. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Brought down behind
In
the
today's
line of
NFL, you just don't see teams invest with first-round picks in the safety position very often, but every once in a while, a guy comes along that's just too good to pass up. That's exactly why they took him this past spring in the draft, and he's making his presence felt here today.
Lion, lion, lion. 12. Ready!
Herbert to throw. He finds a receiver. It's Trey Harris. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Set. Delta, set. Wide open.
Now Herbert. This is caught at 2. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the
It's been a
2-yard
really
line.
good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with 1st and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
Now it's Herbert. That's pulled in. Najee Harris.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
And he'll take it on in. Orlando Gadsden. Touchdown Chargers. His 2nd touchdown of this first half.
Cameron Dicker.
And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. This returnable from the 4. Whoa! Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line.
Their own 34-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
On the ground, this is Trevor Etienne. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. And they will finally drag him down at the Chargers' 29-yard line. A big play for the Panthers. 37 yards.
Ready up. One, 2, middle. Down. 10 black. Stay.
Look at play action with Young. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Set. 45.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. And a good job rallying to the football. Holds him just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Set. Red. 30. Set.
Now Young gonna keep it himself. Looked like a lateral there, but now it's a free football.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. On play action, it's Herbert. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Trey Harris, the intended receiver there, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. They'll go with Hampton. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now, it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
Here comes 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. He'll swing this out to Hampton. The Panthers will take their first timeout. Clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
4-yard gain.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
And we will not have a return. This one hit in the field of play and bounces out of bounds.
Ready. Ready.
On play action, Young. That is intercepted. Picked off by Kool-Aid McKinstry. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position. Going away to close out the half, Mike. They essentially stole 3 points right before the break, and I think that's something they can build on at halftime and give them some positive momentum coming out for the second half.
Short kick taken at the 17. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready. Black 40.
McMillan, the man in motion.
Cut.
Get this drive started on the ground. It's Hubbard. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing moves.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Ready.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Blue 32. 10 cycles. Hut.
Here's the pistol snap to Young. He's going to let this one go deep. That is hard. And he will score. Touchdown, Carolina. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. They get the job done in the air. Greg, that is a play we see often. It's also a play we see work very often.
Mike, that 4 vertical route, it puts a ton of pressure on the secondary. But in order to do that, you have to give your quarterback time for those receivers to get downfield. Give credit to the offensive line. That's exactly what they did. They're able to take advantage for the strike.
So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. Now, here comes a return from the 9. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line.
At their own 34-yard line.
Ready. Run. Set. Line. Set.
They'll start on the ground with Hampton. And He's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down.
And the Chargers.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Not a whole lot there as he'll work it down to the 46. Drew Tranquil up to make the tackle.
46-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Second down and 8.
Set. Set.
To throw, it's Herbert. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Lad McConkey, the one he was looking for. Third down coming up.
There's certain guys, Mike, that have earned the right to make those tight window throws. And that doesn't mean that he's not going to get himself into trouble from time to time, but we've seen throughout his career his ability to make throws that other guys are either uncomfortable or unable to make is a big reason why he's kind of in a class all of his own.
Over the middle and take it in. He's got it. 14 on the pickup. First down, LA.
First and 10 at the 33-yard
Third downs,
line.
Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Line. Set.
Herbert now on first down. That's going to be intercepted. And the Panthers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
First and 10.
Look, I think anytime, Mike, you find yourself all tied up in the second half of a ball game, it's all hands on deck. Both teams are trying to find a way. How can I separate? How can we give our side a clear advantage? That pick right there, killing that first series of this second half, that seems like one of those separators to me. Now, this offense, as they take the field, they have to capitalize and come away with points.
On first down is Young. He's got it! And he's going to take this one all the way. 72 yards. Touchdown, Carolina.
Well, it seems this game is kind of getting to the point, Mike, where it's defense optional. I mean, both these teams are really just having their way with their opponent. They're going up and down the field. And after this long touchdown, yes, this is great if you're a fantasy player, but it's not so great if you're a defensive coordinator.
Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Let's go, Chargers! Set. 380. What is it?
No play fake. Herbert. He'll check this down to the running back. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
It's a gain of 9.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
380. Ready.
A give, and here comes House. And he'll get a couple of yards, and that's good enough for the first down.
It's a gain of 2.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
They'll come up first and 10 at the 40.
Built us up.
Play action now. It's Herbert. He'll air it out bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. A pickup of 44 yards.
Chargers first
And it's
down.
hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in 2nd and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
Here we go. 3-9-2.
Now Fields gonna run.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his 1st and 2nd read, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
Third and long.
Set. Camper. Ready.
From the gun, it's Herbert. A dive and a catch. Incredible.
Number 88.
You got to catch them all, Mike.
gain of 12
That's what you get paid to do. Not every ball is going to be perfectly thrown, and this is a great example. When you give maximum effort on every play on the field, man, it's funny how good things just tend to happen.
What a waste of time.
They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on 4th down.
Check. Delta, hunt. Go.
They'll go, and it's Harris. And he's in. Najee Harris. Touchdown, LA. It's his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Cameron Dicker to kick off.
So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. Here comes a return from the 3. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
Let's go. Set.
Young hands it to Hubbard. And this will be a Panthers first down. As they'll take it up to about the 33-yard line.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
Going right, it's taken in. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 16, and it's 2 nice plays to begin this drive. So they come to the line for first down and 10.
Set.
To throw, Young. Going up top. That's hard. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. An even 40 yards. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. Hunt.
The carry here for ETN. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards.
The tackle made at the 6-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
Let's go now. Black. Hut, hut.
From the gun, it's Young. Over him in a flash, and he lost the football. And it's recovered by one of his teammates.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
Good drive now faces a tough conversion. It is 3rd and long.
Yellow, 43. Hut, hut.
Out of the shotgun, Young. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Now, there's a rule that's pretty simple when you're running routes against zone coverage, Mike, and it's as simple as if you're open, stay open. Instead, you see the receiver here, he ends up running to a covered window, and it just clouds the vision of the quarterback. Instead of throwing into a wide-open target, he's now forced to throw into a contested area. Job number 1 on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike, but 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves him out in front.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Set. Set.
A run. This is Hampton. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick 1st down.
Chargers.
And with that run, this back is closing in on almost 100 yards for the game today, Mike. He's had a lot of those good chunk plays. This defense has not had a great answer for him so far.
Set. 380. 380. 380.
On 1st down, right back to Hampton. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Trevin Wallace in on the tackle.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
From a couple of yards shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 8.
Set.
So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the 3rd. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
Set. Delta.
Now, Herbert. There's to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Big play coming up. This is 3rd down.
380. Ready.
Shotgun now for Herbert. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
The 17-yard line.
It's a big play when they needed it the most. 35 yards.
380.
First and 10.
Set. 380. Run. Why did it hop?
Here's Herbert. Left side catch made by McConkey. Fighting for the goal line. They're going to stop him just short, but he has picked up the first down.
That's another.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in?
And he's in. Orlando Gadsden. Touchdown, Los Angeles. That is 3 touchdowns in the game and 4 for the season. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
He fields it at the 8. He'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop.
At their own 22-yard line.
On the ready.
So first and 10 now. They'll start from the 22.
Set, hut. 52.
Here's Hubbard.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
Okay, ready?
Try again. It's second and 10.
Here we go. Ready?
Here's Young. And he's going to give himself up, but not before he picks up the first down.
It's a gain of 20.
You can see here, Mike, the impact that sending your receivers deep does to the defense. You add so many layers, and the defense has to get so much depth in their pass coverage. It leaves a lot of room underneath, and that's exactly what the quarterback takes advantage. Tucks the ball down, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
Second and 10.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Down. 40.
Throwing on second down, Young. The pressure there got to him. He's hit as he threw it. And that pass ball is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face third down and 10.
Ready?
Now Young. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
On the return, it's Turner. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. Over the middle, he's got Harris. side of midfield. Great way to start the drive. A gain of 20 and a first down.
At the 49-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Herbert to throw. They'll set up the screen to Hampton. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Good-looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
On first down, it's Harris. And he'll get about 5.
Najee Harris, the ball carrier. He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 4.
Lion. Ready.
Shotgun snap, and we get it to Hampton. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
of scrimmage.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
A 52-yard attempt.
And he has missed this one. No good. And this lead will stay right where it is.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
Etienne down the sideline past the 45, and they will finally drag it down at the Chargers' 22-yard line. A big one here in the fourth quarter, 36 yards.
It's definitely nice to have one of those bruising, punishing backs to kind of help wear down the defense. But I'll tell you what, you can give me a flat-out electric runner like this guy any day of the week. He can turn on those jets, get in that high gear, and he is gone.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss. But it's still stopped for no gain.
Here we go, set, ready.
On 2nd down, Young. There's a short one caught by Sanders. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Time now becoming a factor as we get to 3rd down.
Let's go. 10.
Back to throw. Young. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Critical third down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the fourth quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
On the ground, here's ETN. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
No gain on the play. Second and 10.
2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. They'll try again here. It's second and 10.
Set, hut, spike, 60. Blue, 32.
They'll drop to throw. It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers.
Touchdown, Carolina.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure. And I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball on time, accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
Chargers, 38.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. Here's first down.
Set. Cap it, cap it.
Out of the gun, here's Herbert. A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
Intended for number 88.
Defense has a chance to all but end this game, but they can't secure the interception, and now the offense has new life. But is there enough time? Do they have enough opportunities still to find themselves in position to go try to pull this one out?
Herbert to throw on second down. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. J.C. Horn that time with the good coverage, and he knocks it away.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big third down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have fourth down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
319, good set. Right.
They'll run here.
Well, on that third and real long, he might not pick up the first down, although it looked for a minute like he was, Mike. That is a heck of a run. I've had a coach...
No challenge flags in the last 2 minutes from the sideline. All second looks will come from replay, and I think the referee's been buzzed here to get another look at this call, and it is a big one. So the official upstairs and the replay center in New York get the second look, and indeed this call will be overturned.
Win the rep, let's go right here.
Throwing on first down is Herbert. Pushed out to his left. Now he'll run.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Now, 2nd and 4.
380. Ready.
Now it's Herbert. He'll take a shot here. Back to the end zone. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because, think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
They'll run. First down and more. He's inside the 35. And this This is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And, Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This one taken at the 7. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line.
Ready, set. Here we go. Here we go. Ready, ready.
Here's the pistol snap to Young. And the rush gets there. Down he goes. And on second and long.
Go, 38. Ready.
Off the play fake. Here's Young. He's going to air this one out. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a third down.
So now after that last incompletion, this brings up a critical third down. But remember, Mike, they don't have to get it all here in one play. They've got third and fourth down. There's no punt. There's no kick. They've got to treat this like it's their final possession of the game, and they've got 2 downs to extend this drive.
Here's a big one. This third down.
Down. Ready.
Now Young. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on fourth down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down.
Yellow, 43. Set.
They'll go. Young. And he's going to go down. The pressure too much. And that should wrap this one up as they have to give it up on downs.
So you roll the dice on offense and you fail. But now you can't give up. Your defense has to go out there and get a stop. You have all 3 timeouts. You have time to get the ball back one more time on offense. So now your defense needs to answer the bell and give your offense one more shot.
Green 19, go.
He'll swing this out to Hampton. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
Set. Back 80. What?
So this one is over. It's in the win column for the Chargers. They continue their winning ways in the month of September. They're off to a 3-0 start. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Chargers are winners here as we say so long from SoFi.